Welcome, adventurers, to D&D World Weavers, episode 44.
Great to be back, ready to dig into another piece of D&D history.
Absolutely. But first, speaking of history, I got to tell this quick story from a game the other week. It kind of fits.
Oh yeah, go on.
So we're in this, ancient dwarven ruin, right? Deep underground. And our rogue, super confident, usually nails traps.
Uh-huh. The classic trap guy.
Exactly. He finds this massive pressure plate, super intricate looking, and his genius idea, just pile everything we own onto it.
Wait, like swords and stuff?
Swords, shields, backpacks, rations, the works. We're all kind of holding our breath thinking, okay, maybe the weight, maybe that's the trick.
Let me guess, it wasn't?
Not even close. The whole thing just snapped like a catapult, launched all our gear straight up into the ceiling.
Oh no.
Turns out it wasn't about weight at all. It was about balance puzzle. You had to put specific weights in specific spots.
Ha! Classic.
And the best part, all that gear comes raining down, and our poor wizard ends up wearing a cooking pot on his head for, the rest of the night.
Perfect. Sometimes the obvious solution is really not the solution.
Exactly. Appearances can be deceiving, which actually leads us right into tonight's theme. Sometimes the real treasure is the friends you made along the way. That's the theme of tonight's exploration into Journey to the Rock. And we want to thank all of the friends we've made along the way here at D&D World Weavers.
Hear, hear.
That being said, let the adventure begin. So today we are unearthing a real classic, TSR Module B8, Journey to the Rock.
B8, yeah. 1984. That really takes you back, doesn't it?
It does. Almost 40 years old. Got that definite, vintage feel, the real look into the past.
It really does. And for everyone listening, we're basically going to walk you through this thing, look at its quirks, the challenges it throws up, and what makes it kind of special.
Yeah, what makes it tick.
Exactly. You'll see how it sort of pushed the envelope for what a basic D&D adventure could be, especially back then. It's a really fascinating look at game design from that era and how it tried to weave this kind of moral message into the game itself.
Okay, so to really get Journey to the Rock, we kind of need to set the scene, right? Understand the context.
For sure. Basic D&D.
Right. 1984, designed for the basic game rules. We're talking a pretty big party, actually. 6 to 8 characters.
Yeah, which is different from today, often.
And low level.
Yeah.
Levels 1 to 3. Now, if you're used to, say, 5th edition D&D, a first level character feels, pretty capable, right?
Yeah, you've got decent hit points, skills. You can take a hit, usually.
But back in basic, man, a first level character was fragile. Really fragile.
Oh, yeah. You might have, 4 or 5 hit points, maybe?
Exactly. One bad roll, one lucky goblin crit, and poof, you're rolling up a new character.
Survivability was just constantly on your mind. You had to be careful, really careful.
Tactical. Thinking outside the box was almost required, because a straight fight could just end you.
Totally. And the folks who made this, Michael Malone, the author, Edward Sollers, editor, Larry Elmore on that amazing cover.
Can't forget Elmore.
Never. Doug Watson doing interiors, Ruth Hoyer on graphic design, David Diesel of Force doing the maps. They knew this. They understood how fragile those characters were.
And that really shaped how they designed the encounters, didn't it?
Absolutely. It wasn't just throwing monsters at you. It was about crafting challenges that needed cleverness, caution, maybe even running away sometimes.
Right. And speaking of design choices, the biggest thing that makes Journey to the Rock stand out, especially for its time.
The wilderness focus.
Exactly. Most basic D&D stuff back then, dungeon crawls. That's what people expected.
Yep. Grab your graph paper, map the corridors, kick down doors, fight the monster in the 10 by 10 room.
But this one, it's mostly outdoors, in the wilderness.
Which completely changes the feel of the game, right?
Totally. Less mapping tiny rooms, more worrying about travel, navigation, supplies.
Encounter distances, weather. Managing the journey itself becomes a major part of the challenge.
For the DM, it meant using different tools, thinking differently.
Mm-hmm.
And for players, it meant survival wasn't just about winning fights.
It was about preparation, planning your route, understanding the environment. It really broadened what a D&D adventure felt like back then.
And the actual mission, it starts off shrouded in mystery.
Classic Hook.
Right. You, the players, get hired by this wizard, Lirdrium Arkayz. He seems, eccentric.
That's the vibe, yeah.
And he wants you to go get a secret from a place called the Rock. Sounds simple enough? Retrieve the thing.
Standard quest, you think? But
here's the twist. The stuff the DM knows, but the players don't, at least not at first. Arkayz isn't just some random wizard.
No, he's much more. He's actually an ancient council member from Tuma, unaging ancient.
And his people, the Tuma, they're trapped. stuck on another plane of existence thanks to some evil sorceries centuries ago.
Right, so Arkayz is desperately trying to save them. And the secret, it's actually the second half of a magical talisman.
A really powerful one. It's the key for him to find his colleague, who's also hidden away somewhere, and together they can hopefully rescue the Tuma people.
And here's the kicker, the part that really drives home that theme of deception.
Oh yeah, this is good.
That super powerful talisman, the thing you're risking everything for.
Yep.
Player characters cannot use it. At all.
Seriously.
Seriously. It was made for Arkayz, specifically for his task. It just doesn't work for anyone else.
Wow. So you go through all this danger, fight monsters, solve riddles, for something you can't even use yourself.
Exactly. It's the ultimate appearances are deceiving. The prize isn't for you, the heroes. You're just the crucial delivery service for a much bigger hidden purpose.
That's actually a really clever twist on the usual treasure hunt. It makes your actions feel important, but not in the way you initially think.
It really does. And that whole design philosophy, that idea of things not being what they seem, it's not just in the story, it's baked right into the mechanics of the module.
Right, you mentioned it actually includes rules for wilderness stuff.
Yeah, complete rules for handling wilderness encounters right there in the book, which was honestly a big deal in '84.
Because most modules just assumed you knew or hand-waved it.
Pretty much, or they stuck to dungeons. This gave DMs concrete tools, detailed stuff. It's fascinating to compare some of these old school mechanics to, like, 5e today.
Okay, let's do it, like movement.
Right. So in basic, your dungeon movement rate, say 90 feet per turn, directly translated to wilderness speed.
How does that work?
A 90-foot movement meant you could cover 18 miles per day. Max. Very specific.
Okay, and 5e is more abstract, right? Like travel pace, miles per hour.
Exactly. 5e has normal pace, fast pace, slow pace. Usually around 24 miles in an 8-hour day at normal pace. Basic was much more granular. You tracked those miles.
And forced marches. Could you push harder?
Yep. You could go 50% further in a day, so that 18 miles becomes 27. But
there's always a but.
The entire next day had to be spent resting, full stop, no travel.
Wow, a whole day. That's a serious trade-off.
Huge tactical choice. Speed now, lose a whole day later. In 5e, a forced march gives you exhaustion levels, which you can manage in different ways. It's less absolute.
Okay, what else? Rest.
Also different. Basic D&D mandated 1 full day of rest for every 6 days you traveled. Period.
Even if you weren't marching hard.
Even then, and if you skipped it, you got a cumulative -1 penalty to hit and damage rolls every day until you rested.
Ouch. That really makes the journey itself feel draining.
It hammered home that the wilderness itself was wearing you down. 5e rest is mostly about getting back hit points, spell slots, hit dice, less about the cumulative fatigue of travel in the same way.
And the scale was weird too, right? Yards versus feet.
Oh yeah, this is a fun one. Wilderness distances, measured in yards. 1 yard equals 3 feet. Your movement rate number, that was yards outdoors.
Okay.
Missile ranges, spell ranges, also in yards, makes sense, bigger spaces, but spell areas.
Let me guess. Still in feet.
Still in feet. So you launch a fireball maybe 240 yards, but the boom is still like a 40-foot diameter circle.
Huh. I can just imagine the confusion. Wait, how many feet is 240 yards again? Who's actually in the blast?
Exactly. Adds this quirky layer of complexity that feels very of its time.
Encounter distance must have been different too then.
Hugely different. In the wilderness, you might spot enemies way off. Roll 46, multiply by 10. So anywhere from 40 to 240 yards away.
That's potentially almost a quarter mile.
Right. It gives you so much more strategic flexibility. Time to set an ambush, find cover, maybe even just sneak away entirely.
Compared to 5e, where it's often just, bam, they're right there or within a certain range.
Pretty much. Although, at night, in B8 for tension, encounters did happen at standard dungeon distances, so nighttime travel was way riskier.
Sneaky. And surprise. Any weird rules there?
Similar core rules, but if surprise did happen, the distance was automatically closer, like 10-40 yards. Quick and brutal.
Okay.
And here's the really nasty bit. If 3 or more monsters surprise the party, they could already be surrounding you by the time you roll initiative.
Whoa, talk about being caught flat-footed.
Right. Puts you immediately on the back foot. Shows how deadly ambushes could be.
It sounds like the module really trusted the DM to manage all this.
Absolutely. Big focus on DM empowerment. It explicitly says the DM doesn't have to use dice rolls for encounters. Full discretion.
So you could tailor the challenge.
Exactly. pace it right for your group. It even gives advice like, an optional encounter that is too tough can ruin a game early.
That's surprisingly considerate.
It is. It frames the DM as the storyteller, the facilitator of fun, not just a rules robot. It even suggests throwing in benevolent encounters, like finding a helpful hermit or a hidden spring if the party's getting beaten up badly.
Like a little safety net.
Yeah, to keep the story moving. Less common now, where modules often just say, well, that's how the dice fell.
The ultimate old school mechanic.
Yeah.
Like, what happens if your fragile character actually, dies?
Ah, the dead character rule. Classic. The module actually provided pre-generated NPCs the player could take over immediately.
Just jump right back in.
Pretty much. Keep the game moving, keep the player involved, which, again, contrasts with modern D&D's focus on character arcs, longevity.
Resurrection spells.
Right. Back then, character death was just more expected, part of the game, and the module had a practical way to handle it.
Okay, so with all that context, fragile characters, tough wilderness rules, a DM needing to juggle a lot, how does this adventure actually start for the players?
It kicks off with a really grounded, urgent feel.
Yeah, it says you, the players, are basically down on your luck. I've been looking for adventure in this forsaken wilderness for weeks, found nothing.
Winter's coming.
And if you don't find some treasure soon, you're in real trouble. That sets the stakes immediately. You're desperate.
It really puts you in that struggling adventurer mindset. Then enter Hakim.
Hakim the merchant strides in a loud voice, looking for the party.
He's the messenger from Genlar Temlin. Brings a scroll, brings a map.
And the module makes it clear he knows almost nothing. Just that Temlin and this wizard Arkayz are trustworthy. He's just the delivery guy.
Adds to the mystery, right? You're taking a job based on third-hand information. Classic adventure setup.
So you follow his directions, heading to Arkayz's manor, through the forest of Karm. Sounds quite nice, actually.
Yeah, peaceful, autumnal. Sets a calm tone before you get there. Deceptive, maybe?
Probably. Then you see the manor itself. White marble. Majestic, but unfortified.
No walls, no guards. Just an open courtyard with statues, some heroic, some monstrous.
Weird nicks, and the doors just open silently when you approach.
Yep, magical. Welcoming, but also kind of creepy. Hints at the power inside, and again, plays with expectations. Why no defense?
Inside you meet Genlar Temlin. He looks like a warrior, despite the red robe.
Definitely. The module calls him a tough, experienced warrior. Stats him as a 7th level fighter. He's no pushover.
He lays out the deal. 400 gold each to bring back the rock's secret. Plus, keep whatever else you find.
Pretty generous for level 1-3 characters.
And he offers war horses, which, given the wilderness focus, are super useful. AC 7-3 hit dice. They can even fight a bit.
And carry a ton of loot, which you'll hopefully find.
Plus, you can even try to bargain for more gold. Up to 500 dramp each. Nice little role-playing touch right there.
Adds a bit of player agency. Arkayz himself, though, still hidden, engaged in magical experiments.
Convenient, keeps the mystery going. But before you leave, Temlin gives you that poem.
Ah, yes, the poem from Arkayz. It's crucial.
Let's see. Golden dreams can quickly turn to nightmares filled with flames that burn. Okay, ominous.
Dark clouds may not bring you light, but watch for silver linings bright.
Strength is not as strength might look. Remember falsely covered books. Getting clearer now.
Simple treasures won't grow old, and all that glitters is not gold. That's the big one.
Yeah, that line echoes through the whole module, and Temlin adds the legend. The secret is in 2 parts, visible and invisible.
That poem is doing so much work right at the start. It's basically the user manual for the adventure's philosophy.
It's telling you, don't trust surfaces, look deeper, question everything.
Exactly. It's brilliant foreshadowing. If you remember that poem, you've got a huge advantage navigating the challenges ahead.
That initial setup, it's really well done. It hooks you, sets the mystery.
And that sense of deception is there from the word go. The poem, Arkayz hiding, it makes you immediately suspicious in a good way.
It makes you think,
Right.
which is clearly the point.
Right. And it uses that classic mysterious benefactor trope, but twists it with the hidden purpose and the unusable talisman. It feels familiar, yet fresh.
And the little detail about locals saying Temlin is trustworthy, that's smart. Gives you just enough reason to take the plunge.
Establishes a baseline of trust that the module can then play with later, makes you question your judgment.
And those war horses, they're not just fluff, are they? AC 7, 3 HD, 160, 16 damage. That's pretty beefy for basic D&D mounts.
That's genuinely useful. Speed, carrying capacity, 4,000 centipounds, normally double that at half speed. That's huge for hauling treasure.
Way more significant than, say, a standard 5e horse often feels.
Definitely. They can help in a fight, soak up a hit or two, but they also have downsides.
Like what?
Well, they're big targets. Maybe can't navigate dense forest easily. You might have to leave them behind sometimes. It's another tactical consideration, not just a free buff.
Okay, so we're equipped. We've got our cryptic warnings. We've maybe haggled for more gold. Now we hit the wilderness proper.
And the first big choice, the divided trail. W3 on the map.
3 paths diverge. Western, northern, southern. All supposedly lead to the rock.
But the map gives no clue what's on each path. It's a blind choice, a leap of faith.
Which feels very appropriate for this module, but the DM has a trick up their sleeve.
Oh,
right?
yeah. The module is clever. It tells the DM, if the players wander off the path, just move the encounters.
Nudge them back onto the intended route.
Exactly. So it feels like exploration, but you're still hitting the key story beats. It's linear but disguised. Very smart design to ensure the themes land.
And the encounters themselves, they're not all fixed.
Nope. Each trail has optional encounters. These can trigger based on time, like every 6 hours of travel or just whenever the DM feels it's right.
Keeps things unpredictable.
And it explicitly says nighttime encounters are usually more frequent and meaner. Makes traveling after dark risky.
Adds tension. And that cool detail. The rock glows at night. You can see it from a mile off.
Yeah, like a weird beacon. Guides you, but also hints at the strange magic you're heading towards. Is it welcoming? Is it dangerous?
Both, probably. And threading through all these paths, all these encounters, is that theme again.
Deception. All the way. Gendlar's poem is the key. Encounters aren't straightforward. You need wits, not just weapons.
Strength is not as strength might look.
All that glitters is not gold. The module hammers this home constantly. It wants you to figure things out, see past the surface.
So let's look at the trails themselves. Each one offers a different flavor of challenge, right?
Totally distinct experiences, yeah. All designed to test you in different ways, but always reinforcing that core theme. Let's start west.
Okay, the Western Trail. What's first?
W1, Harpy Clearing. Classic monsters, harpies. AC 7, 3 HD. But they're deceptive. They sing, try to charm you.
Standard harpy stuff.
Sort of. But the trick is, they ignore anyone they successfully charm and attack the others.
How clever. So the charm is just misdirection for the real target.
Exactly. And one of them, Mighty Helgarth, drinks a potion of growth, doubling her size and damage, turns a standard fight into a boss battle, suddenly.
Nice twist. Then you track him.
Yeah, to W2, Lair of the Harpies. And here, you find newborn harpies. Tiny, helpless, AC 9, half a hit die, 1 hit point, no attack.
Whoa. Moral dilemma time.
Big time. What do you do? Plus, there's a dead cleric nearby with a Cure Light Wounds scroll, so you get a reward, but also this uncomfortable moment shows a different side to the monsters.
Okay, what's next on the West Trail?
W4, the Chameleon Men. These guys are unique. AC 9, 2 HD, described as living rainbows, striped, and they can just disappear.
Vanish, like invisibility.
Sort of, but more tactical. They
Yeah.
vanish, reposition, reappear to cut off your retreat, surround you. It's disorienting. You're fighting something you can't always track.
That sounds incredibly frustrating and cool. Psychological warfare.
Totally. And if they capture you, W5, the Cavern of the Chameleon Men, offers a way out besides fighting.
A duel.
A duel against the Rainbow Guys.
Yep. Non-lethal clubs. Or you pay them off 100d6 times 10 gold per chameleon man you fought. Or they might take a hostage. Lots of potential for role-playing, negotiation, not just combat.
Strength is not as strength might look. Again, maybe talking is stronger here.
Exactly. Then you reach W6, the Western Bridge, guarded by water weirds, AC 5, 3 HD. Standard guardians, but there's a riddle.
Another riddle. This module loves them.
It does, carved on the arch. Let no man cross the bridge without first giving to the water that which is its due.
Okay, giving to the water its due. What's the answer?
It's specific. Male humans have to pour water into the river below.
Huh. Why male humans?
Probably some Toman cultural thing. The module doesn't explicitly say, just that's the solution. Fail. Drowning damage, save versus death. Nasty.
Ouch. But wait, didn't you mention a sword? Uh-huh. Yes. Hidden nearby, in a crack. The Sword of the Rock. Magic sword, +2. A great find, but you have to look beyond the obvious threat of the riddle and the weirds. Foreshadowing.
Hidden treasures. Nice.
Yeah.
What's the last bit on the West Trail?
W7. The Stealthy Craftsman. Dunnick Ironhammer, a dwarf armorer. He's trying to hide a gem vein he found.
So fight him for it.
Nope. It's presented as more of a cat and mouse thing, and the suggested resolution, a weapon throwing contest.
Seriously, a throwing contest.
Yep. Another non-combat solution, rewards skill, interaction, not just hacking and slashing.
Okay, the Western Trail sounds like a mix of tricky combat, moral choices, and finding hidden stuff. What about the Northern Trail?
The Northern Trail. Illusions and consequences. This one gets weird. Starts normally enough with N1, the ogre band.
Standard ogre fight.
Pretty much, but they're noted as being overconfident, bad tactics. One might even run away.
To where?
To N2, the camp of the ogres. You can track the runner there, and here's a great all that glitters is not gold moment.
Where's the treasure?
Hidden in the reeking filth of the garbage pit.
Seriously.
Yep. Gems, platinum, potions, all mixed in with ogre garbage. Are you willing to dig through literal filth for the real reward? Test your dedication in that one.
Okay, gross but effective point.
Then you meet N4, the winged warriors of Tuma. These are bizarre. AC5, 2 HD, made of faceted mineral or jewel-like material, wings attached to their arms, razor-sharp edges.
Woo! Living crystals.
Kind of looks like it. And crucially, they're immune to sleep spells. Takes away a common low-level tactic. They demand the secret of the rock.
Which leads to?
N5, the city of Tuma itself. This is where it gets really interesting.
The lost city. It just appears.
Sometimes, yeah. The DM notes explain the backstory founded by kings, then magic users, metal roads, sealed by magic, inhabitants banished to another plane. It reappears occasionally.
Creepy. What's it like for the players?
Unsettling. You feel watched. Eyes everywhere. Tiny dots and flickers of red light. Just this constant sense of unease.
And then the ghostly horde.
Ah, yes. The ghostly horde. This is brilliant. It's an illusion born of fear. Looks like ghostly warriors, AC4, fighter 3 stats, 20 HP.
So you fight them.
You can, but here's the twist. You have to make 3 saving throws versus wands just to resist seeing them. Fail any, and you see the horde.
Okay, and if you see them?
You attack them. But they're illusions, so your friends just see you fighting the air. Friendly fire becomes a huge risk. You might knock out your own party members.
Oh, that's nasty. How do you beat it?
The solution is pure genius, fits the theme perfectly. Blindfold anyone who's seeing the illusion.
Blindfold them.
Yep. Breaks the mental effect. And when you do, a message appears in the air. No blood for Tuma's lost, but perhaps hope for the future. Cleverness and courage can save Tuma's lost.
Wow. So it's a test of trust, communication, and thinking laterally, not fighting.
Exactly. A fantastic encounter. Then there's N6, the abandoned hut.
What's in there? Treasure. Monsters.
Nothing. That's the point. It's just eerie. A small hut, neat and tidy, unfinished meals on the table, no signs of struggle, just empty.
Like the Mary Celeste.
Kinda. The family just fled when the city appeared. There's explicitly no treasure. It's purely atmospheric. A chilling reminder of the tragedy of Tuma and the power that caused it really gets under your skin.
Okay, Northern Trail sounds heavy on the illusions and psychological stuff. What about the Southern Trail?
The Southern Trail. Strange wonders and tough choices. Starts with S1, the words of the enlightened one, Rog Elmar.
An enlightened one. Sounds helpful.
He's actually a withered old man screaming about Leviathan and doers of evil. He's gone mad.
Why?
From seeing the next encounter. He's another deceptive one, not a threat, just confusing noise that might mislead you.
Okay, so what drove him mad?
S2, Gnomes in the Wilderness. You find Robber Sternslate, Stubborn Rob, and his ship, the Motherlode Rover.
A ship?
In the wilderness.
Being pulled across the sand by dozens of gnomes?
Get out. A ship on sand.
Yep. They're searching for an ocean. Robert might even try to buy your horses. It's just this wonderfully weird, humorous, surreal moment. A real standout.
That's amazing. Okay, after the land ship. S3, the Sand Spiders. More straightforward monster, but still tricky. Carnivorous things that burrow under the sand, then erupt to attack.
Ambush predators. Nasty.
And they have paralyzing venom. Bad news for low-level PCs, but again, the treasure twist.
Where is it this time?
In their stomachs. After you kill them, you can find gems inside.
Ugh, more digging through monster guts.
Oh.
This module really makes you work for it.
It does. Then comes S4, the Southern Bridge. It's a duplicate of the Western Bridge. Same riddle inscription.
Give the water its due. But what's the trick here?
That's the trick.
Yep.
There is no trick. And no guardians. It's just a bridge with a familiar riddle.
So, you just cross.
Yep. But the module specifically notes players might spend ages debating it because they've been conditioned to expect deception. It tests if you've learned to trust the lack of a threat sometimes. Brilliant.
That is clever. Okay, what's next?
S5, the Toll of the Rock Men. These are literally living rock creatures. AC2, 3HD, granite skin, natural camouflage, hard to spot.
Rock monsters, do you fight them?
You can, but they demand a toll first. 500 gold. Or interestingly, they'll accept gems or jewelry, even if it's worth less. They appreciate craftsmanship.
So negotiation is possible again.
Yep. They're immune to fire, slow-moving, meta for 2 initiative. And you can find a heart-shaped ruby in their remains if you do fight them. Another hidden treasure.
Keep your eyes peeled. Almost done with the self.
Couple more. S6, Singing Skulls. Sounds ominous.
Barry, what is it?
Primitive goblins using bone whistles. Literally bones with holes drilled in them. Makes this eerie wailing sound.
Does noise scare you?
Pretty much. They're superstitious, cowardly, and they run away from any display of magic. Doesn't even have to be harmful. A light spell will send them packing.
Huh. So the scary sound is just a front for cowardice. Another deception. Strength is not as strength might look.
Exactly. The appearance of a threat hides a simple weakness. Understanding that beats fighting.
Last one on the south.
S7. The Cave of Sanctuary. A hidden gnomish shelter, supplies, a healing potion, found near a dead gnome who couldn't get the secret door open.
A little bit of relief, a reward for searching.
Yeah, a reminder that hidden help exists too, if you look closely.
Wow. Okay, so summarizing the trails. Western is tricky combat and hidden things. Northern is illusions and mind games. Southern is weird wonders and choices. But all of them hammer home that theme.
Constantly look beyond the surface. Don't judge by appearances. Think critically. Use the poem as your guide. It really demands attentive players.
It sounds like an incredible experience, honestly. It really makes you engage differently. And hey, if you listening are enjoying this walk through a classic module, please do us a solid. Hit like, subscribe, share it with your gaming group, ring that bell so you don't miss the next one. It really helps us keep digging up these gems.
Definitely. And drop a comment. Tell us your favorite module, or if you've played Journey to the Rock, what stood out to you? Did we miss anything?
Yeah, we love hearing from you. And don't forget, check the description. You can often find links to PDFs of these modules there, like this one. Explore it yourself.
Okay, so after navigating one of those perilous trails, you finally arrive. The Rock.
The destination, what's it like?
It's described as a solitary peak, flat summit, steep sides, roughly rectangular at the base, more circular near the top. Looks like a big rock.
But knowing this module, it's not just a rock, is it?
Not at all. The deception continues. It's not a dungeon crawl inside. It's merely a concealed magical portal. The whole structure is basically misdirection.
Leading to the final test, which is...
R1, the Crone of Chaos, the ultimate guardian, the embodiment of the module's deceptions.
How does she appear? Like a crone?
Nope. That's the trap. She appears as a lovely young woman chained to the rock, crying for help piteously. Looks desperate, vulnerable.
Designed to make you lower your guard, rush in to help.
Exactly. But it's an illusion. Her true form, a withered, hideous old woman with sparse white hair, leather skin, fangs, long inhuman claws. Pure nightmare fuel.
And she's bound there.
Magically bound by the enemies of Tuma. And here's the really nasty part. She would die if the talisman, which is inside the rock, were removed.
So she has to stop you to survive.
Right.
Making her the perfect guardian.
Perfect and tragic in a way. You're forced into conflict with someone whose very existence depends on stopping you. Adds a moral weight.
Does she cast spells?
Not exactly. She has magical attacks that seem to come from nowhere, adding to the chaos. First is animal control.
Affects the horses?
Yep. Hits 1/6 horses. They throw their riders, bolt in terror. No save for the riders. They just hit the ground and lose their next action getting up. Immediately disrupts the party. Might lose you your mounts.
Ouch. What's the other attack?
Daggers of sorcery. 1/6 ghostly white daggers appear. Attack different people. If you fail a save after they're destroyed, you get dizzy, weak. -2 penalty on hits and saves.
So she weakens you while looking like a victim. Deceptive to the very end.
Right up until you break the illusion or defeat her. Then, after the fight, you find another piece of the puzzle.
The sword again?
The other sword, also called the Sword of the Rock, another magic sword +2 wedged in a crack.
2 magic swords named the same thing. Okay.
Bit confusing, yeah. This one has a limitation. Cannot be used by evil creatures, another moral filter. And, crucially, it has the second riddle engraved on its blade.
What's this one say?
Broad and wide the path to nowhere, thin and narrow the way to true riches. Unravel the riddle, the riches to win.
Okay. Broad path to nowhere, narrow way to riches.
No.
Sounds like the entrance itself.
Exactly. The rock looks solid, but the riddle hints the entrance is hidden, the solution. The narrow sides, east and west, look like solid rock, but are powerful illusions you can walk right through.
And the broad and wide north and south faces.
Solid rock. Dead ends lead nowhere. It's the final application of the poem's wisdom. The true path isn't the obvious one, and nope, you can't take your horses inside, have to leave them behind.
Right. Forsaking your trusty steeds for the final step. Okay, so you walk through the illusionary wall. What's inside?
You step into the Hall of the Rock, and it's breathtaking. Impossible.
How so?
It's described as a massive hall, 380 feet long, 240 feet wide, brightly lit like daylight. Ceiling curves up 350 feet high.
Way bigger than the outside suggested.
Totally impossible from the outside. Immediately tells you this isn't just a cave, it's a magical space. A portal that once held Tuma's greatest treasures. The scale alone is meant to awe you.
And the Tuma connection is strong here.
Oh yeah. White marble everywhere. Gold and silver filigree showing nature scenes, human life warriors, builders, markets. A lost golden age.
Sounds beautiful.
And on the floor, big letters, Cubrellis Tumasen, which means the great pride of Tuma. Really hammers home where you are and what this place represented.
And you mentioned a visual clue, the two sides of the hall.
Right. This is key for the final puzzle. The left side looks run down and battered, decayed, old.
And the right side.
Glows and sparkles with beauty and wonder. It looks brand new, pristine. This visual split is super important for what comes next. Decay versus brilliance. Past versus potential.
Okay, so you're in this impossible, beautiful, divided hall. How does the module actually end here?
Well, here's another really cool bit of DM flexibility. The module offers two possible endings for the hall. The DM chooses based on how beat up the party is.
Combat or puzzle?
Basically, yeah. Ending A is combat. Recommended if the party is still strong. Lots of hit points and spells left.
What do you fight?
4 kingly living statues. Alcidax is the iron, Belkazar the rock, Calibanes and Deliphanes the crystals. Animated by their crowns. Ancient Tuman magic.
Sounds tough. Unique abilities.
Oh yeah. Alcidaxes can make metal weapons just stick to him. Belkazar might blast you with magma. They're serious threats.
How do you beat them? Just bash them.
There's a trick fitting the theme. If you roll a natural 20 to hit, you knock the statue's crown off, and it instantly becomes immobile.
Nice. Rewards crits in a cool way. Are the crowns valuable?
Inside the hall, they look like they're worth 1,000 GMP each, but take them outside, they become worth only 50 GMP.
Another illusion. All that glitters.
Exactly. And after you beat them, inscriptions reveal these kings all suffered in life because they were foolish and made bad judgments in time of crisis. A final, subtle reinforcement of the wisdom theme.
Okay, that's the combat ending. What's ending B, the puzzle?
Ending B, the puzzle. The true path, really. Used if the party's weak or the DM wants to focus on the message. Here, the statues are just statues. The challenge is the 7 chests.
7 chests. How are they presented?
Lined up. From a plain, simple wooden one, all the way up to incredibly ornate ones covered in gems, gold, silver. The last one is the most dazzling.
It's obvious trap. Right. Go for the fancy one.
That's what the module wants you to think. It even uses soft voices that whisper to characters with low wisdom.
What do they say?
Tempting stuff. This is yours by right of valor. The great deserve the best, take it. Appealing straight to greed and pride.
Trying to trick you into the obvious choice.
Exactly. Then a deeper voice cuts in, probably the talisman. And it gives the final clue, linking back to the whole journey. What you have experienced on the way here will prove to be a guide beyond measure. Think then and choose. Think and choose.
It's telling you to use the lesson you hopefully learned.
Precisely. And the solution, echoing the poem, echoing everything, is the first, simplest wooden chest.
Falsely covered books. All that glitters is not gold. The plain one holds the true value.
Oh, got it. Choose any other chest. The voice booms, foolish, greedy creatures, be gone, and poof.
Back outside.
Back outside the rock, facing a dangerous trip home, maybe with more monsters on the trail this time, and no second chances. The portal's closed. Harsh penalty for failing the final test.
Brutal. But what if you choose right? The wooden chest.
Yeah. Then you get the real rewards. Good stuff, too. 100 platinum, 1,500 gold, gold wristbands, a ring of protection +1.
Nice. Especially in basic D&D.
Very nice. Plus healing potions, a rope of climbing, 2 daggers +1, and most importantly,
The talisman.
the talisman itself. It's intelligent, the source of the voices. And when you open the chest, it speaks, revealing the secret of the rock.
Which is?
It's that philosophical message, the core of the whole thing. Quote, "A soul falls into judgment when a soul climbs high enough to sit in judgment's seat. Judge not by what is seen, but by what is truly there. Let the eyes of the heart guide and counsel the eyes of the body. Glitter does not make a golden prize. Hidden in the heart the answer lies. How a creature looks never changes what's inside. Judge with righteous judgment. Be wise, be wise."
Wow. The module literally tells you it's moral at the end through the magic item.
Directly. It spells out the whole point of the journey, tying everything together, the deceptions, the choices, the poem. It's a really powerful, unexpected way to conclude. A lesson learned, not just treasure gained.
That really elevates it beyond just a quest, doesn't it? Okay, so you have the talisman, you've heard the secret. What happens next?
Arkayz works his magic. Wherever you are, maybe celebrating in the hall, maybe trudging back after failing the chess puzzle, poof, you're instantly returned to the manor.
Convenient. Saves the walk back.
Definitely. Back at the manor, Genlar Temlin meets you. If you succeeded, he's pleased. Asked for the secret of the rock, meaning the talisman's words and the talisman itself.
And he pays up.
Pays the reward you negotiated way back at the start. He explains a bit more about Arkayz's purpose. The talisman was meant for him. It's needed to find his colleague, save the Tuma.
And he reiterates the lesson.
Yep. Says the secret is wisdom you may benefit from in the future. Underlines it one last time. Even if you failed, he's still gracious. Praises your bravery, says no one else has done as well. Acknowledges how tough it was.
Nice touch.
Yeah.
It doesn't just feel like a dead end if you fail the final puzzle.
Right. And what's really cool is how the module sets things up for after this adventure. It's not just a one-shot.
How so? Campaign integration.
Yeah, it gives tips for fitting it into bigger settings like Karamakos or Darrakin from the expert set. It really encourages continued play.
Using the stuff encountered.
Absolutely. The city of Tuma, for instance, it was deliberately left vague, right? That's intentional. It's presented as a huge source of future adventures for any level.
Because it phases in and out.
Exactly. The DM can have it disappear while they prep new sections. Players could go back, explore sealed buildings, fight unique Tuman monsters, find valuable Tuman artifacts. Loads of potential there.
Who else? Any other hooks?
Plenty. Remember Robin Sternslate and his gnomes pulling a ship across the sand?
How could I forget?
That could become a whole side quest. Jane the gnomes searching for their ocean? Probably hilarious.
That certainly sounds like it.
Or the chameleon men. If you made friends, maybe they need help defending their home later. Or the elves, dwarves, gnomes from the optional encounters. They could come back with problems or opportunities.
And that monster in the lake?
Right. Lake Nashonan. The foul, water-breathing monster. Perfect setup for a future monster hunt when the party's a bit stronger.
So the module leaves lots of threads hanging for the DM to pick up.
Loads. But ultimately, the biggest takeaway, the thing that sticks with you, is that core message. Judging by wisdom, by inner truth, not just by shiny surfaces or scary appearances.
But a D&D lesson that kind of applies everywhere, doesn't it?
Pretty much. Think critically, look deeper. Good advice in-game and out.
What a fantastic module. Seriously, from the start with that poem to the final reveal in the hall, it's just packed with clever design and thematic depth.
It really holds up.
Huge thanks, as always, to Ken, our producer extraordinaire, for digging up these materials, making the show happen, keeping us on track.
Right.
We couldn't do it without you, Ken.
Seriously, thank you, Ken. And thank you to everyone listening for joining us each week as we explore these corners of D&D history. It's great having you along for the ride.
And yet another massive thank you to all the folks out there scanning and archiving this stuff on places like archive.org. Preserving this history is so important, and they're doing amazing work making it accessible. We owe them a lot.
Truly invaluable work.
Okay, one final thought to leave you with, inspired by Journey to the Rock. This whole adventure was about seeing past false covers.
Right. The poem's warning.
So think about it. What false covers are you encountering in your own games? Or maybe even in, everyday life? How can you let the eyes of the heart guide and counsel the eyes of the body in your next quest? Whether that's delving into a dungeon or just dealing with Monday morning.
Deep thoughts for a D&D module, but fitting.
It is. So if you enjoyed this journey into B8, please do hit that like button, subscribe. If you haven't, share this with your friends, and ring that notification bell. It helps more people find the show.
And please, leave a comment below. We genuinely want to hear from you. Did you play this? What did you think? What module should we tackle next? Let us know.
Yep.
And remember, you can find all our D&D World Weavers episodes, plus the free PDFs we talk about, over on the Triptogram Productions YouTube channel. Great stuff over there. New episodes drop every Saturday night.
Until next time, keep those dice rolling and those stories flowing.